y'all, Jason Deal here. Welcome back to Godspeed. Today is all about tow trucks.
This is Mo, our 1970 Ford F6000 tow truck. So named for the guy we got it from. His first and last initials are M and O, so he's Mo. He used to call it Blueford, but we already have a Blueford, so there you go.
So Mo is a 70 F6000. An F6000 implies that it's a factory diesel. Ford equipped this truck with an 1145 Cat, which is a predecessor to the 3208. For some reason, Ford built this truck with no power steering and a 1,500-pound engine, but the previous owner did add a power assist, which helps out a little. He was also the one who assembled the wrecker deck on this truck. The boom and winch are factory-made components, but the sling and its attachment point are both homemade. Both the sling and the boom are hydraulically powered, as are a pair of Pioneer hydraulic quick attachments at the back, all of which is powered by a PTO-driven hydraulic pump. But despite its good looks, there are a few issues that make this truck something of a handful. For starters, it has cab issues.
Everybody knows that a 67 to 72 Ford door is the best door on earth, and 90% of the time I agree with you. This is an exception. They really are kind of creaky and crappy and don't shut very well, but they're there. But allow me to show you my personal favorite feature of this truck. Observe this gap and all of this area when I step on the clutch pedal.
There's a reason why the clutch doesn't work so good.
So basically what's going on there is the cab mounts are rotted right away, but the clutch rod is pretty tough and it's holding that up. So as you're going down the road, you watch the clutch pedal go boinging around on the floor there. As the truck cab keeps sinking lower, you keep having to adjust it, and the transmission doesn't shift great to begin with, so that's kind of a lovely mess. We need to fix brakes, we need to fix the cab mounts. It'd be nice to fix the transmission. We need to do an oil change on it, just a general service.
Someday, any day now.
The steering is not very good on this. This has power assist steering. It's not geared well for the highway. You are at the rev limit at like 55 miles an hour. You're also not very good in the yard because the thing doesn't steer very well, doesn't shift very well. But other than that, it's great.
No, he warned me. He said, don't buy this truck from me. It's not like he didn't warn me. He said it needs a bunch of stuff. You can't just drive it. So,
well,
nobody to blame but myself.
Another 10 or 15 vehicles dragged home and it'll have paid for itself. Now, it's not entirely the fault of the boom. It's just the fact that the whole truck's like 55 years old, but there is a wee bit of slop in this operation. However, while this is not the best example of the tool, this tool is irreplaceable. Moving vehicles on your own, being able to pick from one end, using it as a jack, you name it, this truck is great for that sort of stuff. And if we ever need to go get like a cultivator or something from a ways away, it'd be fairly handy for that too. I got no brakes. What I would do is I'd back the truck up real slow, like get tension on the cable, then I'd put the parking brake on, which does work, and then I'd run the chains on, but he's just gonna simulate that, bringing the bumper up to the sling. Got a parking brake right there. Step on your clutch, push forward on the PTO lever here, and forwards is on. Let your clutch out. So you hear that sound, that's the PTO running the pump down there. You got 3 levers here. This guy goes to those Pioneer ends out there. So forward on both brings the winch or the boom up, and away from you puts it down. So you got winch, which is super slow, and you got the boom. Okay, first most important part of this operation is the plywood, so you don't get snowed. And now you just find a good sturdy part of the vehicle that isn't gonna break and will hold the chain. I think the lower A-arms are the way to go. I do have brand new J-hooks, 2 of them, just haven't put them on a chain yet, but I'm gonna. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So I make a loop with a regular chain and a grab hook, hook it up to there, and continue on the other side. Hello. Oh, you're so smiley. Okay, I think those are safe where they are. Let's wrap the excess chain up on here. So now the chain should be kind of tight to the point where they'll snug right up when I lift it. So you just watch this now. And voila! The truck is up in the air. That tire's not going to touch the ground. It's all good. Now you got to take it out of gear so that you can actually tow this. And I wouldn't tow this down the road this way. I'd pull from the backside for just demonstrational purposes, like I told you, right? This is a 5-speed transmission with a 2-speed rear axle, which is what this lever does. Up for high gear, down for low gear, probably like 8 to 1 in low and 6 to 1 in high, something like that. It's pretty low geared. You're like topped out at 55 miles an hour. This thing doesn't always want to go into gear, so if you put it into third, it usually goes in there. You just bump it, and then it gets into gear, and then you can go. We just leave it in high gear, rear axle all the time. I've never yet had a load that was too heavy for this truck. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, feel free to give us a subscribe and a like. That tells YouTube that we're good guys and they should show this to other people. Until next time, Godspeed.